If you want to make life-changing money in crypto, you have to be able to snipe, to be the first to buy. For example, this one who bought for 0.2 Ethereum and transformed it into more than 5 Ethereum. Or again, another example recently where someone bought for just $10,000 worth of gummy and now it's worth $10 million. And you know what? I am going to show you the full process so you can understand how it works and maybe do it yourself. By the way, welcome on Handsome Finance, where we study what's happening on chain because the blockchain is open ledger, so we can see all the transactions, who made money, who lost money, follow the smart money, and also understand who is making all the money by being in the first block and copy them. So don't forget to pour down your little matcha and let's get to it. To be able to be a good sniper, we need to understand all the steps, which is first understanding the launch. If you miss one step, you will be dead for sure, and you will be the one that feeds everyone in the crypto market. And for that, you need, of course, to create a token. And for people to be able to trade your token, you create the liquidity pool. This is the moment where people can buy and sell. What we will see today works for Solana, Ethereum, base chain, any chain. This is the same process. And then you burn the liquidity pool. Now, every blockchain can have their specialties, but it's the same process on the surface. The most important part here is the moment where you create the liquidity pool, because this is where it becomes in the wide open. Anyone can buy, sell your token. And actually, you will get listed on DEX Screener as soon as the first transaction get in. Which means that if you wait for a token to be on DEX Screener to trade it, you know you are not the first. It's the same if you wait for someone to be on the dating apps to meet them or to talk to them. It means that you will not be the first. Remember this because we will come back to it later on. And this is why we want to be the first transaction. So now, how to be the first transaction? Well, you have a few different ways. You need to scan the new liquidity pools, because if you wait for a token to be listed on DEX Screener, you know that you're too late. And how to be the first? Well, we have to scan new liquidity pools. How do we scan new liquidity pools? You have a few different ways. You can connect to the API of Radium. Why do we connect to Radium? Because most of the meme coins get first listed on Radium. For base chain or Ethereum, it will be on Uniswap, and you can monitor as well what's happening on the blockchain when there is new token getting deployed or a liquidity pool that is created. So technically, you could go into any liquidity pool as soon as they get listed, invest a little bit. It's quite retarded, but it can work. I have to say, it's kind of one of my kink. So for example, I will launch a token for really cheap, less than $3. I posted a video about it. And then I will let the bot buy. Here you see, the first one bought here, that's a bot. And then I dumped on it. So if I see a lot of bots being active, there is some money to be made, because it's true. If we know every time how a bot works, why can't we just replicate what they do? Because they do it automatically and systematically. If we can see all the actions of the bots, because they will do the same thing again and again, why not copying exactly what they do, or just being before them and taking them at their own game? This is what we will see. We have our first step done. We know how to scan the liquidity pool and be the first. But how to be the first? And you know what is important? Being the first in the block is similar to taking away someone's virginity. Only one transaction be the first transaction. And being the first transaction means that you buy the token at the cheapest possible at the moment until there are other people that comes in. Don't worry, I have a visual that will explain it 10 times better. So now we want our transaction to be the first. So we need to understand how those transactions works. I'm going to make it simple because actually a transaction on a blockchain have tons of steps. I study them. I love those things, but I know it's not the thing for everyone, and not everyone is subscribed to Handsome Finance, so I can't blame them. What happened when we do a transaction is we sign the transaction with a private key. Once we sign the transaction with a private key, it gets broadcast, then it goes into a mempool and get validated by miners. Now, you know how it works on those videos. You can see those little arrows So we're going to dig in about what's happening when we broadcast it. The few elements that will happen when you broadcast a transaction are the RPC, the node, and whatever it will take to make you gain seconds and front run it. Because the RPC is the first thing that's going to connect you to the blockchain. Tons of things get connected to the blockchain. So if you have a better RPC, that's already one step. However, it's not the only step, because we also have the mempool for some kind of blockchain. Some are different, but we can see what are the transactions pending and what's been broadcasted. And if I want to front run you, I just need to change my fees. I put higher fees, then my transaction will get validated faster by the miners. They're going to take first, well, the one that have the highest fees. Man, miners are just like sugar babies. They are only looking for the one that will give them the highest amount of money. And I know, I have been in the game, so I will do it the same. That's why you can use some Telegram trading bots that will help you to be faster. For example, based on Base or based on AVAX, whatever you want, whatever blockchain you want, but they will have all those settings where you can choose your transaction to be faster or not, and of course, all the tech profits. You can explore this. I will put a link in the description. Let's get back to our topic. We have all the ingredients to make the perfect cake, to get those. We have the technical elements, but we need to understand the market dynamic. If you want to be the first to buy, it's hard because it's a blockchain, right? So all those blocks, and at some point your token get created in the first block. If you're in the first block, then congrats. This is exactly what happened on the launch of Gummy. Look at the block here. This is 554, a guy who bought some Gummy right when it was out. We can see that the liquidity pool was also created in the block 554. So now you understand that if you're in the same block, you are at the beginning, and then in the same block, you can be the first transaction or not. I want to clarify before anyone says that they did a scam launch or whatever. On the transaction that is sent here, that person sent all the Gummy to other wallets. I checked few wallets and they did not sell. So maybe it was an insider, I don't know. But what matters at the end of the day is that they did not dump on the public. And I think this is the important thing. You have been a sniper your whole life. You have been in the first block before. If you watch this video and smash the thumbs up, because it's the exact same thing here, where your little spermatozoid, or whatever you said in English, only one can go in. Sometimes it gets confused and we manage to get some different thing. It can happen. That's the blockchain. It's the same in human nature. But that's the beauty of it. If you understand this, how many people want to get in? All of those guys want, but only one can do it. And it's when I realized that actually when I'm trying to snipe, I am competing for execution, infrastructure, cash, and coding. Yes, if the execution is better, then they will win. If their infrastructure is better, faster, closer to the RPC node, whatever it takes, then they will get me. They will front run me. And if they have more cash than me, they will also win. Because if they can pay more in fees, then they can front run you. Then after the coding, if it's better about timing the market, going in and out the market, they will make more profits. I realize when I'm trying to do sniping like that, I'm kind of walking naked when the other guy can see me clearly with a sniper and I might die. But there is a solution to that, and it's to play a different game. I am pretty bad at basketball. I'm not trying to be the best player in the world. So what kind of game we could play? Because we tried it in the investors boardroom. We have amazing developers. And to build something that will scan all the liquidity pools, go in it or out, it's also you have to be really good at analyzing which contract have some scam stuff in it. Honeypot, if they can rug pull you, all those protection will be important. You can play a different game where you're going to be a big group of handsome people against one sniper. And maybe you're going to be the base guy who is faster than the other one and you take over. This is possible. You can copy the other people. You can play some games where it's actually not you against another people where it's a battle royal where only one can survive, and where it's like, no, if we come all together, then we destroy the sniper and we can win. That's why you should consider using a trading bot, because you will already gain speed of execution that is between 5x to 10x from other people that will trade manually in their MetaMask or on Uniswap or on Radium. And you will get better infrastructure and, of course, depending of the team, better coding. For example, on Based, you can also have soon the sniper function that will work if you already have a token in mind. And this is where you can make some move. But the best strategy if you want to work in group, I explain it in this video, and you will understand what's behind. And I can't understand why not more investors are using it, because you can start it now in the next hour actually, and maybe it will increase your profitability. Check out this one. It's been a pleasure. But don't forget one thing. What is it again? No, it's not drink water. It is, yeah, of course, stay handsome. Ciao.